Hi and welcome to the Daily Digital Show. Ebony Rainford-Brent, Mel Jones are about to bring you what we think is going to be an absolute treat. We're at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. We're lucky we had accreditation because it is sold out. You cannot get a ticket. They are like hen's teeth, and fair enough too, because we've got two great semi-finals ahead of us.
Yeah, two huge games, as you said, Mel. The first one is West Indies taking on Australia. The hosts are going to kick things off, and that crowd are going to be electric. And then the second game coming up, England taking on India. But let's focus on the first game. The news is that Alyssa Healy, who has been injured, she got concussion, she is fit and ready to play. So no doubt we are in for an absolute treat.
Straight down the ground, she gets a lot of it. Is it enough to go all the way? Yes, it is. Chipped in the air, doesn't get all of it, and take it.
This is going to be out.
This time she goes straight down the ground. Has she got enough? Yes, she does.
It's another batter gone.
It's a full toss, Healy and Lanning. That was the key partnership for Australia.
Oh, yes. Oh, you beauty. What a delivery that is. Now, yes, that's gone. Straight to square leg.
Nice shot by Stefani Taylor. Greets the first delivery. Could be a wicket, could be a wicket. Is a wicket, left arm spin, doing the trick.
Gardner. This could be a chance as well. Elise Perry, she doesn't drop them. Here's another chance. Alyssa Healy doesn't make a mistake.
There it is. And probably fitting that it ends up in the hands of Alyssa Healy. So much hype in and around the West Indies, and fair enough too, they're the hosts, they were the reigning title holders, and when you look at their game, all three facets, they just continually improved. They needed to bring their A game today. However, really, when you just look at all that footage, it was Australia, their clinical game got them over the line by a long way.
Yeah, I think, look, they did every discipline right, but I think the key standout has to be Alyssa Healy. I mean, another player of the match. She is just led from the front. And also her keeping, it's been outstanding. West Indies, for me, missed a trick. I think they should have won the toss and batted. That would have suited them, especially on this surface. But well done to them for celebrating with the crowd. They did a nice lap of honour. It was good to see them try and, show that support and thank everybody and the fans.
And a second trick, Dotton coming back on at the end of the overs with pace on the ball didn't help.
Yeah, it didn't work, did it? I mean, she lost her line really today, and that extra pace, Rachel Haynes really capitalised. So again, that shows the strength of Australia. They bat all the way down and they made them pay.
Well, you spoke about Alyssa Healy. 5 matches, 4 Player of the Match awards, and 1 because she didn't bat because of the concussion. Let's hear from the Superwoman herself.
Alyssa, you must be really happy with your performance, but how frustrated were you when you didn't get a chance to bat against India and then you had to play the waiting game to see if you were fit?
Not frustrated at all. I think you only get one brain, so it's about, I guess, using the downtime when you get it and making sure you get yourself back right. And I had perfect medical staff around me that were allowing me to do just that.
How difficult was the pitch out there?
It was really tricky. They left a little bit of fluffiness on the top and it really gripped the ball. So I knew that once we sort of got over 120, 130, I think our bowlers were going to do a really good job, and they proved it again tonight that they're world class.
You were excellent behind the stumps. We saw something a little bit different from you. The glasses on, reasons why?
Yeah, look, I've had glasses for the last 6 months and haven't worn them on the cricket field, and after my recent keeping performances I thought, oh, why not? Can't get any worse, and look, I could see the ball clearly, so you might see him again.
How important was the victory against this West Indian side given the defeat in the final 2 years ago?
Yeah, not too much about the final. I think, coming here, playing in Antigua, a really amazing crowd. They were right behind the Windies the whole way, and, we love coming in to this tournament as sort of underdogs and into this game as underdogs. I think we definitely were, and we really thrive on that, and thanks to all the crowd for coming out, but it was an awesome atmosphere.
Okay, we are here on the ground. I think we got to get off in the moment, but the second huge semi-final taking place, India against England. This is a repeat of the 50-over final. I think everybody is poised for an exciting game.
Yeah, most definitely. I think the thing for me, having just done the coin toss, no Mitali Raj, and she didn't play the last game. It was said because of injury. I asked Harmanpreet Kaur, non-selection or injury. little bit of hesitation, a little bit, oh. So that's a really interesting one that they've brought her over here, but now not playing her in the big matches.
So let's get to the action. Let's see how this plays out.
Ain't hiding that. That's going for 4. And do things like that.
Oh, softest dismissal that you'll ever see.
That's nice. She's going to take it on and she's going to win it. Goes up and over the offside. Does it just clear the inside circle? It does, and the outstretched hand as well. What about the run out?
Oh, this could be a big wicket. This could be the biggest wicket of them all. Can they catch it? Yes, they can. And chips it. First ball. Will it land safe? No. Great catch. Poonam Yadav comes in. 4 balls to go. They're going to have to hurry here. I reckon that's out. Yeah, sorry looking card after Harmanpreet.
Aerial. That's the good footwork.
Dropped. Lovely timing.
Brilliant batting.
There's no harm in it as long as either of them decide to play shots.
Hit away over mid-on, goes away for 4, and England have another World Cup final.
India win the toss. They decide to have a bat. Runs on the board was always going to be key. Some starts. Mundaner again gets a start on a tricky wicket. Harmanpreet Kaur comes in, starts a couple of partnerships, and then wonderful fight back from England. They were particularly good with their left-arm orthodox spinners.
Yeah, I think first of all, India came out the blocks, like you said, and I thought it was going to be dangerous. When you saw that 6 from Harmanpreet Kaur, you thought, wow. But I think what England did well, they're very good at handling pressure. They've got different types of spinners as well. I think the fact that they had the variation of Hazel that could take it away. Kirsty Gordon, I mean, debuted a couple of weeks ago, and she is firing stump to stump, no release. But the captain, Heather Knight, I think that was an amazing input coming in and picking up 2 wickets and 2 balls, keeping control, outstanding performance, fighting back.
Should she bowl more? Bowl a full 4?
Yeah, it's always baffled me why she isn't bowling more. Maybe it's too much to think as a captain, but I think she just delivers under pressure, keeps things simple.
Okay, so 112 put on the board. It still was always going to be a tricky run chase because White and Beaumont, as much as Heather Knight says there's no issue, there's probably still an issue at the top of the order.
Yeah, there is, and I think it was a tricky wicket for them to try and establish form. And we saw, you know, from Danny White, her running down and trying to smack one forward, where you watch how Nat Siver and Amy Jones batted. They had a clear strategy. Get deep, wait for the ball, punch it into a gap. So there is a little bit of concern. I think they will know that going into the finals. Australia will definitely know that. But well done to that partnership between Jones and Siver. I mean, that's outstanding, shows maturity and just good thinking under clear pressure.
Okay, so they had a strategy, they showed some maturity. Amy Jones's best knock for England?
Without doubt, her best knock for me.
There we go. Okay, so there you have it. England over India. Also, let's hear from the player of the match herself. We think it was her best knock for England, and Amy Jones.
Yeah, no, obviously it was just fantastic to get the win, and obviously Nat just came in and took the pressure off straight away. So brilliant to have, you know, a big partnership.
It was a massive partnership. What was the discussion out in the middle? Was it all about cricket, or was it just to try and keep each other nice and calm and relaxed?
Yeah, just trying to stay relaxed. Nat's always getting me to run, so she was always telling me to run hard. But yeah, no, we just wanted to be there at the end, basically.
Half century to the name. How much of this innings did you actually play before today in terms of getting ready for this slow pace from India?
Yeah, I mean, playing at 8 p.m. gives you a lot of thinking time. So yeah, I've been thinking about it, and obviously we plan, we know what their attack is, really high quality spinners, but yeah, no, the plan paid off luckily, so very happy.
Okay, well done today.
Thank you.
So we finally know who the finalists are. England taking on Australia. A bit of a fight here as well on the show. And what an amazing moment. I think from my perspective, it's the 2 most disciplined teams. They both lost a game. I heard you mention earlier. Has that helped both England and Australia getting into this final, that they have lost a game and haven't been perfect?
Yeah, look, I think you can read it either way. For both teams at the moment, they've probably learnt a lot from the losses. I think you've mentioned it, the most prepared and professional teams. And I say professional in the sense of everything that backs them back home in their own countries, the contracts, the domestic systems they've got. So in one way, they should be the finalists. Other teams are certainly knocking on the door. India and the West Indies are getting closer and closer every year, but for the moment, these are the two best sides in World T20 cricket. And we love the rivalry between these two teams as well.
If you could put one thing on saying Australia's biggest strength going into the final, what is it?
I would say their role players, I think, across the board have just been probably a little bit more consistent and top of the order runs, which England haven't had.
And what do you see from England? What do you think they're taking into that final?
I think they have fight. We've mentioned that word so many times. It's because of Heather Knight. She loves the way in which, regardless of whatever situation they're in the small part of the game or the bigger game, she'll back the players just to hang in there and find a way, and that's really important in sport.
So Mel, I'm going to have to put your money on it. Who are you going for in the final? Put your money on the line.
Okay, well, there's no heart in this at all. I'm clearly going with some head and some looking at the statistics at the top of the order. I think Australia like to dominate that power play, and they've got Healy at the top, which has been great. And I think their role players have just been a little bit more consistent throughout the entire tournament. And last but certainly not least, there was a resolve about Australia in the semi-final against the West Indies, which I haven't really seen a lot of. And in big games, I think they're going to learn a lot from that and bringing it into the finals.
Okay, I'm going to have to disagree with you, not because I'm English, I have to be honest. I think one thing that I think, to win a tournament, to win and get across the line, England doing it in the 50 over just shows to me a team that have a bit of steel, they know how to win big matches. So I'll give you that. And Heather Knight, I think she's got that steel that you've been talking about. So there you have it, our predictions.
Alyssa Healy opened up the batting exceptionally well. She wicket-kept well, and Australia will be the first team through to the 2018 World T20 final.
Nat Siver has a half century, Amy Jones has a half century, and England have another World Cup final.
Ebbs loves her music. Her playlist is extended exponentially over this entire time in the Caribbean, and even more so probably tonight because of the concert. The people behind us probably not so happy because the West Indies got bundled out in the semi-final. But if there was anything that you could take from today that you would love to transfer into the final, what would it be?
Well, it has to be the crowd. I have to say, I think it gives everybody a lift. I think it gives the players a lift. I think the whole atmosphere is incredible. I think the West Indies have really delivered. So I'm hoping we see more of these guys at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium on Saturday.
There we go. Thanks for joining us.
Watch this.